Abu Dawood was the only one to relate this narration. Every group says that their Imam is being referred to in this hadith, yet it appears, and Allah knows best, that it is comprehensive of a group of scholars from every group and from every branch of knowledge, such as tafsir, hadith, fiqh, Arabic grammar, the Arabic language is in general, and other branches as well, and Allah knows best. As for the hadith of Abdullah ibn Umar, verily Allah does not seize knowledge by force, taking it forcefully from the group, from the people. From the people, rather, he takes away knowledge by the death of the scholars. Its manifest meaning is that knowledge is not taken from the breast of men after Allah has endowed them with it. Some of the signs of the hour that the Prophet mentioned reported that Anas ibn Malik said, "Shall I not relate to you a hadith I heard from the Messenger of Allah, which none will relate to you after me? I heard him say that from the signs of the hour is the raising or taking of knowledge. Ignorance will spread fornication. Ignorance will spread. Fornication will become rampant. Alcohol will be imbibed. Imbibed. Men will perish, and women will remain until there remains one male guardian for every 50 women. Knowledge will be raised or taken away from people at the end of time." Related that the Messenger of Allah said, "Just before the hour there will be days when knowledge will be raised, when ignorance will descend, and when there will be much killing." Related that the Messenger of Allah said, "Islam will perish, knowledge will perish, and its traces will be effaced, like the embroideries of a garment perish, until the time when fasting, prayers, worship, and charity will not be known, when in one night forgetfulness will pass over the book, the Quran, and not a single verse from it will remain on the earth. A group of people will remain, the aged man and woman who will say, 'We were around when our father was upon this word, La ilaha illallah, none has the right to be worshipped but Allah,' but they will not know what is prayer, fasting, worship, or charity." Asked Hudayfa, "What will La ilaha illallah benefit them when they do not know what is prayer, worship, and charity?" Turned away from him, but he repeated the question 3 times, and all the while Hudayfa turned away from him. While Sila asked for the 3rd time, approached him and said, "O Sila, it will save them from the hellfire," and he repeated that statement 3 times. This proves that knowledge will be taken from the people near the end of this world, a time when the forgetfulness of the Quran will pervade the earth, in the Masa'if, and in the breast of men, and people will remain without knowledge. The aged man and woman will say that they were around when people would say La ilaha illallah, and they will say it seeking closeness to Allah by it. It will benefit them even though they do not otherwise have good deeds or beneficial knowledge. Perhaps the meaning of it will save them from the hellfire. It is that their saying the phrase of Tawheed will save them from entering the hellfire altogether. In that case, the only obligation upon them is to say it, since they are not required to do deeds, and Allah knows best. But perhaps Hudayfa's statement means that they are saved from the fire after first having to enter it. So the implications of this hadith may be the intended meaning meaning of the following Qudsi hadith: "By my greatness and the exaltedness, I will remove from the hellfire whoever says on any day from time La ilaha illallah, none has the right to be worshipped but Allah." But still, this last hadith might be referring to another group of people We will study this in more detail when discussing the levels of intercession. What is important to note here is that knowledge will be raised at the end of time and ignorance will become rampant. In the aforesaid hadith, we are told that ignorance will descend, which means that people will be inspired by it, and that is from forsakenness, which we seek refuge from Allah. The said state of affairs will continue as people increase in ignorance and misguidance until life on this world ends. This we are informed of in the hadith of the Prophet. The hour will not arrive upon anyone who says Allah, Allah, and it will not arrive except upon the most evil of people.